Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. Let's look at your headlines. At this hour, we've had a lot of breaking news. An arrest made in connection to that Mississippi triple homicide case at a gas station, plus a body found in a submerged vehicle in Chickasaw, and a local school placed on lockdown. Let's get right to today's headlines and News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to WKRG's News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. Glad to be with you. We just wrapped up the noon show, and we have had so much breaking news this morning, and we were able to get it all in the noon show so we could update you. But if you didn't see the noon show, let's go ahead and talk about these big stories at this hour. We're beginning with number 5, some great news. If you've been following that port strike that we have reported over the last few months, another port strike has been averted. The International Longshoremen's Association has reached a tentative 6-year deal with shipping and port operators ahead of next week's deadline. Union dock workers had staged a 3-day strike back in October before suspending it after agreeing to a more than 60% pay bump. Number 4. A brief lockdown at a Pensacola high school. Pine Forest School went on lockdown this morning after a student allegedly made a threat on social media. Then at the same time, 5 students tried to get into the school, bypassing security. Escambia County deputies are now investigating these incidents. Number 3, Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimson delivering his final State of the City address. In his speech, he outlined plans for the city in his final months in office. Some of the topics discussed included the construction of the new Civic Center, the I-10 bridge project, and the timeline for the return of Amtrak passenger rail service. He also said there has been an 11% drop in violent crime in the past year. Stimson said he also wants a salary increase for future mayors, believing it might broaden the number of future candidates. Number 2, officials said that a body was found submerged near Brooks Landing along Chickasaw Creek this morning. Law enforcement used a crane to lift that car out of the creek. It's difficult to tell exactly what kind of car it is. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office is helping the Chickasaw Police Department with this investigation. Mobile County Sheriff's Department confirmed a body was in the car. We don't know anything about that person yet. Police got called after a fisherman using a fish finder spotted or found something 30 feet deep, and it turned out to be that vehicle. And number 1, a story many of you are interested in, a man arrested in connection to that triple homicide in State Line, Mississippi. Investigators in Greene County say 37-year-old Drexler Johnson was arrested early this morning. Now, he is being charged with 1 count of accessory after the fact, not murder. Lawmaker officials are not saying that he was the gunman. They are saying he helped after the fact. And the gunman is still on the run. And that is a look at our big stories at this hour. Okay, everybody, let's get to our question of the day, and it has to do with the subject that we're hearing more and more about these days. And it is artificial intelligence. Okay, so the question for you is, artificial intelligence we know is growing throughout the world. How often do you use AI? How often do you use artificial intelligence? Let's look at some of your comments. I'm curious to see how you guys are using it. Let's see here. Ann says 0. Let's see. Body says, the late brilliant mind of Stephen Hawking once said AI could spell the downfall of the human race. Jeffrey says, usually about once every week or 2 if I can't find the information I need through the usual methods. AI is better than something like asking Reddit, where you have to deal with unhelpful, obnoxious, and aggressive people. Let's see. Brian says WKRG seems to have a lot of it. We don't use AI on stories that we write, Brian. Our company does not allow it. Cheryl, not if I can help it. Robert says I use AI on a regular basis. Fran says, what is artificial intelligence? Jay says 0. Crystal, never, never, never. So a lot of people are not using it, but it definitely is being integrated into different things. So sometimes you might not think you're using it, and maybe you are. So I know sometimes if you ask a question on Google, it will pull up a response saying AI generated, and it'll give you an answer. So that's kind of interesting. It'll kind of pull different sources into one answer if you have a question. And so I am noticing those words, artificial intelligence, being used a lot. But again, we don't use artificial intelligence for the stories we write, and I've never used it for anything that I have written. And but I know a lot of people do if they need suggestions on how to write a letter, what to say. Sometimes they'll use ChatGPT and then see what the suggestions are and kind of make it their own. Some people do that. I have not done it, but some people do. Okay, everybody, so really interesting question of the day. If you use artificial intelligence, go ahead and tell us how you use it, and we'll read more of your comments tonight. Now it is time to get to our poll of the day, and I'm going to switch on over here. And it says the College Football National Championship is set for January 20th. The University of Texas is the only team from the Southeastern Conference left in the playoffs. So, will you watch the National Championship if an SEC team is not in it? Yes or no? Some of your comments so far. Sam says he has taken a break from college football. He doesn't like all the NIL. Bill, absolutely, go Irish. Kevin, I want to see a Big Ten national championship. Sure. Sharon says, I hope Riley Leonard is in the game, our Fairhope guy. It's football, Drew says, yes. I don't know, maybe call me when a Sun Belt team is in it. So I think we have a mixed bag. You know, a lot of people just love good football, and they will watch it. Will you watch the national championship? Go ahead, tell us. Log on and vote in our poll on WKRG's Facebook page. But I am fessing up about, let's see if I can get my little camera to work here. I am fessing up that I will be watching Notre Dame play tonight. Of course, you know, I'm a graduate of University of Notre Dame, and so I'm enjoying watching the Fighting Irish playing so well, and it's so much fun to have Riley Leonard, the quarterback from Fairhope. You know, he was at Duke. He transferred to Notre Dame this year. He's having a fantastic season, and love rooting for the homeboy. So we are saying go Irish, hoping our Fairhope boy wins the game tonight and that Notre Dame goes on to the national championship. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me for News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. I'll see you tonight for WKRG News 5 at 5 o'clock.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips.